hygiene and environment of the flat are varying. How should the government do to solve the housing problem in Hong Kong? In this series, we will focus on the subdivided flat. In Putong, let's take a closer look.
One of the typical areas associated with numerous subdivided flats. We are able to visit one of the flats and interview with flat owner and renter in the effort to gain better understanding about the phenomenon. We find it hard to go upstairs due to the narrow and steep stairs. Accidents may occur. It is not only dangerous to elderly, but also hazardous to disabled. Pregnant women also need to watch their every single step while using it.
Let's interview a subdivided flat owner. Hello, good morning. I'm Vivian from Sunday Bao. Can I interview about the subdivided flats? Okay, great. Why do you prefer subdivided flats?
The housing prices are expensive now. People are not willing to pay about 10,000 to rent the flat, so my flat are divided into 4 units. People can bear the rent, therefore I can earn 4 rents from tenants, 4,000 from each. Put it simply, demand is over the supply. I can get 16,000 for 1 month.
Do you think that it is undefendable?
Indeed, subdivided flats are undefendable. Even if those are small, the rents are affordable. People are not willing to live in a dirty and small flat, but because of the high housing price, they have no choice. The most fundamental problem is there is a lack of public housing.
Can you describe the phenomenon of subdivided flats?
Sure, there has been the growing public concern about the safety problems associated with subdivided flats. We understand that the tenants of these flats are singletons or the families with low income. Despite the usually undesirable living conditions in the flat, there are views in the community that there is a demand in the market. And this because these flats can provide affordable urban accommodations to those who are not eligible for the public rental housing, or those who wish to live in the urban area, which is closer to their workplace or their children's place to study. It's also very important to bear in mind that the standards of so-called subdivided flats varies. Therefore, it's the government policy to secure the safety of the flat, but not eradicate all subdivided flats.
We can see the environment of the subdivided flat is varying and poor. There are limited living space for the residents, especially for students. They have nowhere to study. Moreover, it is needed to share a restroom with their neighbor. The environment of the flat is not only messy and tiny. The broken wall also shows some potential risk. This may lead to the collapse of the building.
Condition of the subdivided flats? The conditions of these comfy-sized units are very poor. It can only fit a mattress, a television, and a ventilation fan. I'm sandwiched in this heap and paid 1,400 a month for this so-called comfy house. There is absolutely no place to put anything.
Our film team found that there is a wall gap on the wall. This may affect the structure of the building and lead to collapse. It definitely poses long-term risk to the residents. There's an added inconvenience for the renter. For example, they have to cook and eat In the tiny room, the children also found
They know where to study. You think that it is not safe to live in?
Yes, it's of safety. There are not any fire safety precautions, and the landlord is not bound by any contracts. I'm concerned with the safety of myself. I hope the Hong Kong government can construct more public housing to meet the needs of us. Otherwise, we have to live in these inhuman conditions forever.
windows. Fire and emergency may occur easily. Residents also find it hard to escape due to the narrow corridors.
Why do you choose to live in subdivided flats?
Generally, it is not fit for any human to live. I mean, it's not suitable place for normal people to live. The ventilation is poor and it's very hot in summer. We're here to share the kitchens and toilets with other people. But some people like myself live here because the rate is cheap.
During filming, our filming team also met some drunkards and drunkery near the stair. Some interviewers they also mentioned that it's very scary, especially at night, to meet these people. They're afraid that they will have some injury or they will get hurt when these people lost their mind. It was a nightmare to me. After my biology tuition, I went home, and I never thought I would meet a drunkard upstairs. I tried to have eye contact with him, but unfortunately, he trailed behind me, and I can't escape. A scar was left on my face after he threw a glass to me. Lots of neighbors they also mentioned that there are lots of criminals, drunkards, and drunkery gathered here, especially at night. It was so afraid of us because once they lost their mind, we may have some injury like mine. We hope that the government can do something to protect us. If not, we will suffer forever. The green in the morning is hard to remove.
Since the subdivided flats are split into 4 to 5 rooms, if there was a fire, residents could not escape from it. Normally, one unit uses 50 amps of electricity. Residents use the air conditioners and water heater with their other neighbors at the same time. It is easy to cause a fire. As a crowd corridor, residents could not escape from it. In other words, the residents do not have the same means to escape. Furthermore, the fire spread widely and fast. Because the rooms are close to each other, it will increase the risk of people get hurt or even die in the fire. The fire in To Kwa Wan killed 4 people in 2011 is a sample to the government. I strongly urge government to take expectations to all subdivided flats to make sure the safety of the residents.
First, more of the public housing estate should be built in an effort to alleviate the subdivided flats the renter financial burden and provide a safe living place with better hygiene and abundant daily facility. They can save more money from the rent and shift to buy their daily necessities or have more entertainments to relax. For the limitations of land, more old abandoned building can be renewed into public housing estate to provide plenty of accommodations to the needies.